Hello friends, welcome to Merrily Merrill. This is the part where I forget what I'm saying, and today I thought we would take a break from our regular scheduled programming, which hasn't come out in months, but to do something a little bit more mermaid. I have intended to come out a fully edited video of they're on to me. The last few videos of 2023, and it's edited in such a way that I'm very proud of the video, because it accurately shows kind of what I've been going through, and the many challenges and the many rewards of facing those challenges, right? And this year I am left to reflect on all of the ways in which 2023 was actually an abundant year. It was very difficult to go through at the time, but on the other side of it's kind of nice to be able to see in what ways did I persevere, in what ways did I meet the challenges of, specifically the challenges of income, because I was granted the ability to live in this beautiful RV home by my aunt, and given a ton of abundance from my family, and for which I am eternally grateful, but kind of knowing what I'm bringing to the table, and how I'm working with the resources that I'm able to provide myself, it's a different sort of challenge. And I do think that I was able to face that challenge last year, but I also think that we can get really creative this year and make some new and exciting shoots. So without further ado, one of the ways in which I wanted to enhance my shoots and have invested some money, small bits of money, mind you, is in wigs, right? Because I have a decent array of tails, and every mermaid is going to want every tail that comes out and have their dream tails that they want to purchase. I don't think that that's greedy. I think that that's normal, because when you're building a collection or a collection of characters, then you want to be able to portray those characters in the best way possible, right? So I choose to believe that that's not greedy. But the best way that I can approach that right now is to take... Oh, this is ridiculous. To take the characters that I have gotten to develop and the shoots that I do want to do, and find ways to better enhance them and work with what I got, basically. So in September, I was given some money for my birthday, and two of the purchases that I made with that money were wigs from the Goodwill when they started putting all their Halloween stuff out. So I got a couple of wigs for very decent prices, intending to use them on my shoots that I had planned towards the end of the year. Now, once this 2023 video comes out, you'll see why that just didn't happen. But I have these wigs now, and for Christmas I was also gifted an Amazon card, so I purchased two more wigs for a slightly higher price, but I didn't spend more than, like, I think one of them was $18, one of them was $19. So you can get decent wigs for relatively cheap. And if you want to go the Goodwill route and just, I'm also going to make it put forth an effort this year to save up money for the October season, which has all the costumes, and the, like, Black Friday, where all of the mermaid companies have sales, and I'm like, oh cool, I can finally afford this stuff if I had the money that I just spent, so I want to make it a thing to better to work with my income level, to make sure that it's not a hindrance, I guess. You shouldn't be denied the ability to do the whimsical, magical things that you want to do based on your income. And like I said, I have it really good because I have a nice place to live, and I have people who are willing to help me out. But not everybody has that. I can't rely on that forever, and I have to use this time when I do have help to make sure that I'm building with the resources that I have in the best ways possible, in the most creative ways possible. So we'll make what we can make, right? Now, what can we make? We can make all of our costumes, all of our crowns. We can make, to some extent, like clothing accessories. I do have some material that I want to use for leggings. I have plans on making a monofin bag, so things like that you don't necessarily have to spend your money on, and we will get creative, folks, with those resources, and make what we can. I can't make a wig. Can't do it. Don't know how. Don't have any synthetic fibers, so what we do need to purchase some things, mermaid tails being one of them, but maybe not necessarily. We can possibly explore the idea of what it would mean to make our own mermaid tails in the future. That's in the future, and I don't want to get ahead of myself this year. I want to take it slow. So what do we have? We got a wig haul. Let's go. Can you hear that beautiful rain? That's probably my favorite thing about living here, is that you can hear the rain just along the rooftop, and you're like surrounded by the magical sounds of pouring rain. I love it. It's my favorite. Northwest mermaid through and through. So, before then is now, sir. Before we go forward, I just want to say I'm trying out the mermaid hair color. Those of you who watch this channel know that my hair is a big deal for me. I've been struggling with it and constantly change it, and now I have the indigo in probably about that much of it, and so it will only dye blue. If you dye it red, it will dye purple. If you dye it anything else, it'll dye blue. It won't take any color really, except blue. So I'm trying the teal, but I've also bleached this, and it won't turn it any other color but green. So I'm screwed, but I kind of like what's going on here. Maybe try and dye it again, but right now I'm just satisfied with what we got. So after that moment of gratitude, I'm going to take my wig cap, which I'm also excited for, because you can do that mermaid scale thing that you see on Pinterest. That never seems to work out when I do it, but we can do it anyway. We have options, friends, we have options. So, alright. Get on a very attractive wig cap. Yes, that's pretty great. We'll start with this wig because it was for a shoot and not a character, and it has the potential to, this is an unplanned shoot. It has the potential to work with a lot of different characters. That being said, I don't have any purple tails, I don't have any pink tails, I don't really have any, like, traditional mermaid feminine color tails, which I guess would be pink and purple. But I do have this nice here purple wig, so it allows for me to consider other options, and I do get stuck in a rut with my color palettes and my my aesthetic ideals. So while a lot of these wigs might need a little combing out, is beautiful, right? A lot of potentiality, and I like the length. And actually, it should be said here that most of the wigs that I did purchase are about this length, and I think it's really wonderful because it allows it to be long and flowy, but you're not going to have the same hindrances as trying to, like, having your wig get caught in things while you're trying to do a shoot, you know, or in your costume, or, you know, when I'm doing my adventures alone, I'm kind of in charge of everything. The less I have to worry about, the better. So these wigs seem to be very feminine and beautiful, but low maintenance, right? And I'm actually glad that this one looks as good as it does, because I've dyed my hair purple a couple of times, and it gets to my head after a while. So, but I like this one. It's really shiny. It's really pretty. It looks like it has a lot of opportunity for styling, so I don't want to ruin anything, but I did purchase this for the Nutcracker shoot that I've been planning for like a really long time, right? I think I made this crown like maybe the first year that I moved to Portland. Like it was like I would have to look back on it, but I think it was 2021. I mean, I made this a while ago, and every year I plan on doing the shoot, and every year I'm like, something comes up and I'm not able to do it, and it's, you know, Christmas time is kind of like
it's involved. I love Christmas time. It's one of my favorite times of the whole year, and it's so magical. But I just like suddenly look up and it's the last week of December, you know, and it happens every year. So hopefully this year I can actually attempt this shoot, but I do want to just show really quick, and I have a matching top as well that I made. It's all resin coated, so I can wear it in any pool, and without further ado, I want to do, I want to be like a mermaid sugar plum fairy, right? But I also realized this year, I guess it doesn't matter, I'm making my own design for this, but I did want to base it off of kind of a blend between the two Pacific Northwest Ballet productions of the Nutcracker that I've had the pleasure of getting to see, which is the George Balanchine's presentation of it right now, and the artist, oh god, I always forget their name. They did the Olivia book series. And so they kind of have that, like, almost, like, goth Victorian. I don't know, they have a very stark, design feel to them. And the other production was, I don't know why I'm struggling. The other production was Maurice Sendak's version of the Nutcracker, which I am just like still totally in love with. And it's a combo between both of them, but in any case, I did make this. And it would be the most magical thing ever if I could just do a shoot with it, and it's been years, and at this point, like, it's not a matter of keeping it secret, like, let's get this thing done. Fun fact, though, I am planning on doing it with a totally off-brand tail that I bought from my niece when she was like 9, and it's got like all these jewels on it, and who knows if it'll fit around my room. But like I said, I don't really have any tails that are mine that have these colors in it, and I don't know if I invested in a tail like that, if I would ever use it outside of like a specific shoot. But look how nice it is with both the accessories and the wig. It'll be perfect. Should tiny little fins, but it should fit with my Luna monofin. We'll make it work. This is the second wig that I bought in September, and I did this one for a Selkie shoot. Fun fact, this one came with a beard because it's supposed to be like a man's Jesus wig or something like that. I'm not entirely sure, but we're gonna use it for a Selkie wig because we're scavengers. But I actually, aside from it being kind of silly, I really like it. It's in extremely good condition. It's a little bit tapered, it's very curly, it's very shiny. And I think on a beautiful, blustery Northwest Selkie shoot, it could be really perfect, and it catches the light really well. I like that. And for Selkie wigs, it's difficult because you want something understated, you want something that looks natural, but you also want it to kind of look supernatural. So this is very perfect, and again, it's not going to get caught up in any of whatever we're caught up in, right? It's really beautiful. I find this one to be very stunning. This wig, I think this wig was half off because it was like the tag of the day or whatever, but even if it were full price, it'd be $13. So very affordable if you're on a budget. I think the other one was like $4. Now these go into characters that I'm actively trying to develop. The Selkie character is just kind of like, she's a Selkie sea wife right now, but she doesn't really, I haven't really developed her anything more than like her backstory, right? Or a story involving her. It really isn't about her. I don't know. We'll get to it. And I'm hoping to develop these stories and actually put them into, like, on paper this year. That would be really nice. I have most of Uwata's story written I had most of Mian's story written in a dirty limerick, and I can't use it because it's a dirty limerick. It's multiple dirty limericks that are, like, totally inappropriate. So I can make something better, and I will. But I have hers mostly written. Conceptualized, I have the Sulky Sea Wife written. I'm writing in my head, which helps no one, Penny's story. Penny is a character that I kind of fleshed out this last year, who is she's a marshland, like, bass, and she kind of goes here and there, but she mostly lives in the marshes, which are kind of a segue between, they can filter out a lot of lands that are connected to the rivers and the seas. So she has access to the sea, but she mostly lives in the marsh because that's where her homeland is. So, but she's kind of a country bumpkin. She has spent most of her time in the marsh. She's really sweet, but I want that kind of country marshland, all the Bass Billy, hillbilly vibes to come through. How do you make a hillbilly mermaid classy is the question. So I did a shoot as her with my red hair, and the length of it was incorrect, but every time I've done her as a character, except for maybe once, she had red hair, so it would make sense that her wig would be red. Again, it's gonna be kind of shorter, some like little bangs. I feel kind of weird about the doming that is happening with this wig and the way that the part is, so I'll probably style it. I'm not entirely impressed with the styling, but I think the length is perfect. I think the color is perfect. I think I'm gonna fuck this wig up. I'm gonna really mess it up, and I have to learn more about wig care as well, because these are really nice, and I'd like to keep them silky soft and not totally messed up like Uwata and Mian's wigs that I have right now. But you can kind of see it's short, it's sassy, you know, it's bouncy, it'll catch the light, she'll be able to be a country bumpkin and still be pretty. Now, as far as tails go, both of those characters' tails are made by Mertailor. I have a custom-made Selkie tail, and then the fantasy version of the Bass, it's the Bass Bliss, it's Bass Life is what the tail is called, but it's the fantasy version of the Bass Bliss tail. And one of my future goals is to eventually, as I flesh out Penny's character, is to get the whimsy version of the Bass Bliss tail with the scuba knit fabric and the little fins on there. It's so cute, and it's something that not a lot of people have, and it's a character that I feel is very original and has a lot of potential for growth. So that's just putting goals out there. And finally, drum roll please, this I had bought for my Sulky character, but I see now that it is not for her. It is for Uwata. Uwata is my first character that I made, who has silver white hair, and she's kind of like she loves broken things. She's kind of a mermaid angel, and she goes to people, warmers, to try and provide them with what they need in whatever spiritual sense that they need it, right? She goes to inspire people. She goes to fix things that are broken. She provides support. You know, she's just an angel character. So, as much as I wanted this to be a Sulky character, or a Selkie wig, ooh, that's nice. I think it is the new wig for Uwata, and I've been using the same wigs since I found the wig in this here wig box on the floor of Sean O'Donnell's when I worked there before I moved to Portland when I first started mermaiding. which was 2019. And this is, I had gotten one more wig for her after that was a similar color, and I've just worn them both to death. So this one's already getting tangled. Hopefully the materials are a little softer, so maybe I can brush them, keep them nice. But it's something that is similar but a little different, and it'll allow her character to grow as well. And I do like the idea of variance in characters, how when you portray them, they're not exactly the same every time. You know, people are like that too. So, so I'm really excited. And I'm still looking for a location, but I do have something nice planned for St. Paddy's Day, which Wada is my Irish marrow, and I think that I haven't really gotten to play that up as much as I would have liked, because I always get depressed around St. Paddy's Day because I don't work at an Irish pub anymore. But I think this will be our opportunity to kind of fix broken things. And to progress, I guess, is the, what it is. Sorry. To progress. To take an idea that we've been working with and to find a way to push the idea forward. To go forward, you know? I think we can. We have that. And there's been a stagnance going on, I suppose, in my life, because I'm stuck on all of the past. I'm stuck in a lot, or I have been stuck in a lot of ways, and I do feel like I'm coming out of that. So, I'm really excited. I'm excited to take these characters forward and this channel forward in a way that is more magical and more uplifting, and there's always going to be a piece of personal alchemy happening in these, but I do believe that there's some parts of my journey that have been so out there that, you know, I would love the opportunity to move forward. And I think that the time has come to where those internal journeys, let's not say they're in the past, but we have the opportunity to move forward, and we have the opportunity to not let our past be the whole of our future. So to that and 2024, I send my good intentions, and I thank you for joining me.